When I was an editor for Keffals, she told me she secretly recorded a call with Jack Saint and that she wanted me to deceptively edit the call to make it sound like he was being a towards her.
You literally told me in a voice call that you were doing trashy drama content because it paid the bills.
You can't just use trauma and mental illness to shield yourself from criticism.
Yes, I can.
Alright, Keffals fans will truly defend the unthinkable. These people are literally defending the doctoring of a private phone call Keffals had where they recorded the conversation secretly, gave the raw recording to their editor, and requested for it to be specifically edited to portray Keffals as the victim, so that when they leaked the call to the public, they could soak up those glorious victim points. You know, it almost seems like we have a reoccurring pattern here, guys. Almost like this person perpetually puts themselves into a constant victim state. And we're only hearing about it now because the editor has seen the turning tide around the Keffals conversation and sees it as a safe time to talk about it. Check this out.
I was gonna say one of the things that happened, or one of the people that Keffals conflicted with, is a fairly large bread tuber video essayist by the name of Jack Saint. Many of you will be familiar with Jack Saint. Keffals and Jack Saint had a fairly public conflict that started a pattern of Keffals leaking people's DMs. In fact, she got a fairly bad reputation even among people who were, sort of on her side generally, for being a DM leaker. But this really went over the line for me. And I think you'll understand why when I read it. When I was an editor for Keffals, she told me she secretly recorded a call with Jack Saint and that she wanted me to deceptively edit the call to make it sound like he was being a towards her. This isn't an isolated incident at all. Obviously, a ton has come out illustrating her pattern of knowingly smearing people, and this is just one of many situations where she would float the idea of lying so maliciously like that. This is also why many people who have been close to her are now afraid of her.
Now, this is just downright devious, and frankly, exactly what I would expect from a disgusting human being like Keffals.
Disgusting!
And their community just doesn't care. They condone it even. And they even mirror the same victim mentality behavior. Watch as a member of their community attempts to defend the manipulation of this phone call, and when interrogated on the questionable defense of Keffals, they do exactly what you would expect.
Just so that this is out there as a final conclusion on this, when I retweeted Staroxvia's thread, I was immediately blocked by Keffals. Since then, members of Keffals' current team have tried to reach out to me to correct the record, to which I received no response, by the way. This was as of a couple of days ago, someone claiming to be a member of Keffals' team who, from all that I can tell, appears to be a member of Keffals' team in Keffals' close circle, wanted to clarify things. This was a couple of days ago, and I asked, okay then, if you have hard evidence to the contrary, send it to me. I am not interested in getting lost in some kind of wiffle waffle bullshit. They never responded to me. In fact, they went on to advance a false allegation against a member of Keffals, a former member of Keffals' team, which was pretty heinous. And instead of responding to me, they just did that. And I asked this person, why hasn't Keffals reached out to me? And I think we know the answer.
Interesting. So pulling this victim card bullshit just runs in the community. Well, I guess birds of a feather flock together, eh? This not answering criticism and just waging their own allegations bullshit is just how this community operates, it looks like. But honestly, I find it quite funny that even trans lefties like Demon Mama can see the absolute heinous bullshit Keffals and their community are doing. But the community itself can't even take one moment to do some internal auditing and realize they are defending a garbage human. It's kind of sad that some of these people get so embedded into a community that nothing will faze them. And it ends up just being defend your juicer till death. They can't possibly do any wrong. After all, I'm a part of their community, and I couldn't have possibly been tricked into supporting a pile of garbage. It's essentially the Scientology mentality, how they will so feverishly defend their own and claim to be the victim while doing it. It's like totally tribal. They see themselves as a part of the tribe and they can't see how they might be wrong. Almost like how every country in the world writes themselves down as the good guy in history. I actually found a clip on Twitter while researching this video that distilled the victim mentality of Keffals and their community into the perfect cutscene. Check this out.
What makes you think you can get away with this?
I have mental illness.
What?
Like ADHD, depression.
I know what mental illness is. Why are you telling me this?
It would be problematic for you to criticize me.
A bunch of people.
I am literally neurodivergent and a minor.
Okay, me too. I didn't kill a bunch of people though.
I have trauma, Sonic.
Ooh, you're opening up. Let me hear the traumatic backstory that justifies all your actions.
Shadow bullied me.
You can't just use trauma and mental illness to shield yourself from criticism.
Yes, I can.
Now, be honest, you can't sit there and tell me that wasn't fucking hilarious. It's downright the perfect clip to describe Keffals, and shout out to Bo Blacks for posting it. This was almost too perfect. I was quite literally laughing out loud when I first saw this clip. Good stuff. But this is exactly what Keffals does, and their community does. Get into fights, and when the criticism gets too real, they claim victim status, using their identity as a shield, but not only a shield that they're gonna bash you in the face with, all while telling everybody that you're a phobe for making them do it. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, should anyone be surprised at this point that this is what Keffals and their community will always be doing? They have literally built their public-facing identity on just being a professional victim. And when I say professional victim, I don't just mean Keffals is good at it. They are literally raking in thousands of dollars a month off of it, not even including the $100,000 in donations they squandered away on drug binges. How could anyone support this person at this point is beyond me. This person is just truly sick, and their community are ready to defend the unthinkable at the drop of a hat. Every single time they get criticized for something legitimate, they are sitting there waiting, ready to spring into action so they could obfuscate the situation. Even when it's just so blatantly obvious to anyone spectating that this person should never be defended.